Hey everyone, it's Daniel Graves. As an artist who's been around for a while, my social media inbox is often inundated with messages from would-be bands looking for advice. Most of them simply don't know where to begin, so I decided to compile this list of 10 commandments for new bands that should be followed to the letter if you ever hope to have any measure of success. Or, just use it as a general guide, whatever. Commandment 1, thou shalt be prepared to suck. Look, your first output isn't going to be Bohemian Rhapsody or Mozart's Requiem, and that's okay. For most people, this is the most difficult part of any artistic endeavor, getting started. It's where the majority of people give up. I get it. It's frustrating and demoralizing when you can't turn the music that you hear in your head into reality. It's something that we all go through. The difference is that a professional, as opposed to an amateur, pushes through this phase. They keep creating, they keep releasing, even though what they're creating isn't necessarily up to their own standards. Over time, things will begin to click, and what you hear coming through your speakers is going to be a lot closer to what you hear in your head. I've been doing this for 15 years, and I still grapple with it. It's still a challenge. I keep going because I believe that there's beauty in the journey, and what it is that I want to say is something that the world should hear. That's why I continue to fall and get up over and over again. And you need to be willing to do the same. Commandment 2, thou shalt find thine own sound. You should probably do this while you're in your sucking phase. Just don't try to fit rigid genre expectations. No truly great artist spent their career following others. It's important to have influences, of course, but you need to find your own voice. Find a way of combining those influences into something unique, something that represents you. Do your best to avoid following trends, because as we all know, trends come and go. And usually by the time you've caught on to something, it's not even hip anymore. Nothing is more pathetic than watching somebody jump onto a bandwagon late in the game. As Polonius said, to thine own self be true. Commandment 3, thou shalt not covet thy peer's success. It is very difficult to watch your friends, colleagues, and maybe even competitors rise through the ranks and begin playing arenas while you still languish in clubs and bars. It may often feel like the world is unfair. You know what the reason for that is? The world is fucking unfair. Maybe someone less deserving than you got an opportunity that you didn't, but you're never gonna know. The truth is, we never know what people have or haven't gone through in order to get what they've got. Don't be an entitled asshole and expect the world to be served to you on a platter, because it won't be. Besides, jealousy has its way of eating you alive and turning you into someone that nobody wants to give opportunities to anyways. Just do your best, focus on your own game, and don't worry about what anyone else is doing. Commandment 4, thou shalt finish songs. I can't tell you how many people come up to me and say, hey man, I'm working on some music, but it just isn't ready yet. In my mind, if you don't have any music that I can listen to, you're not a band anyways. I get it, we're all artists and we're all perfectionists and we're all a little bit crazy, but you just gotta power through and finish some fucking music. You know the old saying, art is never finished, only abandoned? Well, it's absolutely true. Look, work hard, be critical, don't release just anything. But for God's sake, just know when to stop and move on. Commandment 5, thou shalt get out and gig. You're never gonna be a performer unless you perform. You just gotta get out there and be willing to make a fool out of yourself. No one is born Freddie Mercury. It is a lot of trial and error. When you're on stage, take note of what works and what doesn't. The crowd will definitely let you know when they're into something. Steal moves from some of your favorite performers and see how they work in the context of your own show. But do not get wasted. I understand that alcohol helps calm the nerves and increases confidence, but think about the guy that's at the house party who's totally wasted and hitting on all the girls. He fancies himself some dashing Lothario, when in reality he's just a sloppy mess. You don't want to be that guy. Especially not in front of all your family and friends. So, take it easy. Commandment 6, thou shalt be a jack of all trades. I know that we all have our specialties, our own specific roles to play, but that's not my job should never, enter your vocabulary. There is so much more that goes into being a successful band than just writing and performing songs. There's social media, networking, load in, load out, tear down, driving, accounting, managing the web store, whatever. All of these jobs are just as important as the music itself. Don't pretend that you're above any of them. And if one of your bandmates starts dropping the "it's not my job" line, it's time to start looking for a replacement. Commandment 7, thou shalt not take thyself too seriously. So your band shtick is that you're all vampires from Jupiter. Cool? Just know when to be yourself and when to be your onstage persona. I get that there are some artists who never break character, but they are exceptions. They are not the rule. So unless you're Gaul from Gorgoroth and you live and breathe your onstage identity, do not come backstage and introduce yourself as Valdar from the moon of Europa. Cut the shit. I won't take you seriously, and neither will anyone else. In fact, we'll all just probably laugh at you and think you're an unapproachable dick. So just be cool, be humble, and loosen up a little. Commandment 8, thou shalt take thyself seriously. Now, the flip side to those who walk around pretending to be vampires are the people who don't take this shit seriously at all. I'm talking about the guys who show up wasted, unrehearsed, and unprepared. The music industry may be fun, but it's still an industry. Your lack of professionalism may cost people thousands of dollars and cost you your reputation. Now, I'm speaking from experience here because I was the guy that would show up to gigs with empty vodka bottles spilling out of the van. I was too wasted to sing, too wasted to count money, too wasted to drive. I thought this was the party that never stopped. Until it stopped. So don't be like me. Get your shit together. Commandment number 9, thou shalt hustle. You know how rappers are constantly talking about their hustle? That's because they got it figured out. You should be modeling your business plan after rappers, not rockers. Those guys know that to really make money and to really stay afloat, you have to chase down every penny from every avenue available. If you're not writing, you should be hitting somebody up about a possible collaboration. If you're not doing that, you should be filming a YouTube video. If you're not doing that, you should be hitting up photographers and designers about a future photo shoot. The point is that you don't get to punch a time clock when it comes to your art. You don't get nights and weekends off. You need to eat, sleep, and breathe this. That's the key to success. Commandment 10, thou shalt depend on thyself. The harsh reality is that no one, and I mean no one, is ever gonna give a shit about your work as much as you do. No spouse, no manager, no label, no booking agent, no one, ever. Some will care more than others, and a select few will care a lot, and they'll strive to do anything that they can to help you. These are the people that you should be surrounding yourself with. But make no mistake, these people have lives and responsibilities that your music just doesn't take priority over. The fact is, for the majority of your career, you will be alone in this. This is your art. This is your passion. This is your life. It's up to you to keep it going. Well, everyone, I think that about covers it for today. The moral of the story, it seems, would be to try hard, but not too hard. Push yourself, but not too far. Be critical, but not too critical. And have fun, but not too much fun. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this was useful to you. I will see you next time.